Hello, everyone. Thank you for joining us today for our Facebook Marketing Hacks webinar. Before we get started, let me take a minute, run through some tips that'll help the session run smoothly and help you get the most out of your time here. My name is Jean Smith. I'm the training coordinator for the University of Houston Victoria Small Business Development Center. Please go ahead, use the question box to introduce yourself to Kyle and Crystal. Just go ahead and put your name in and tell us what kind of business you're in. Today's webinar is being recorded, so everyone at the end of this, sometime this afternoon or tomorrow morning, will get an email from me. It's going to have a link to the recording where you can watch it again. Right now, your mics are muted and your webcam is turned off. Excuse me. There is a feature in GoToWebinar that we use called Screenshot. It's at the top of your screen. If you want to capture what Crystal's showing or Kyle's talking about, just click on Screenshot. That saves an image to your desktop. I was born with the note-taking gene. I can't help it, but Screenshot really helps me out because that way I continue with the presenter. I don't lose track of where I'm at, and I have a copy of what really struck me as so important. If you are in full screen, you might have to hit escape, come out of full screen, and see the option to take that screenshot. So let me tell you a little bit about UHV Small Business Development Center. We are a business advising and training center. We serve 11 counties in South Texas. We are part of the Southwest Border SBDC network and a resource partner with the Small Business Administration. We are funded in part through a cooperative agreement with the Small Business Administration as well as the state of Texas. Our programs are non-discriminatory and they are available to all. We offer confidential one-on-one, no-cost professional business advising services to small business owners and entrepreneurs. We can assist throughout the entire life cycle of your business, whether you're just starting in pre-venture, you're in the startup phase, you're expanding, you're growing, or you're ready to exit. Please note, business advisors do not provide legal or tax advice, and we are not the Small Business Administration. To protect the health and safety of our clients and employees, we do provide our business advising and our training services virtually. So we are becoming very well versed in a variety of digital platforms, whether it's by phone, email, Zoom, Skype, GoToWebinar, Microsoft Teams. With the past year, we have become very good at using any of those. In addition, we do try and provide our training programs at little to no cost. And when I send the email through, you'll have access to our most recent newsletter as well as our training schedule. At the end of our session today, there will be a pop-up window when you leave. It's for the survey link. We would like you to complete that survey. It takes less than a minute. It's only 5 questions, but it tells us how we did. And that really, your comments guide our training program. So today we have presenting Crystal Lindsay and Kyle Mota. They are from the Victoria Advocate and M. Roberts Media. Crystal is a digital marketing consultant, public speaker, author, former college professor, and entrepreneur. She helps people grow their businesses via digital marketing. She presents top marketing tips for busy marketing professionals and entrepreneurs for M. Roberts Digital through the Victoria Advocate. She is committed to giving you her best tips and tricks on how to use digital marketing for an incredible ROI. Kyle is a Victoria native, outdoorsman, dynamic presenter, and a digital marketing assistant for M. Roberts Digital at the Victoria Advocate. He's passionate about understanding and listening to your needs and helping grow your business. On your little command panel, you will see that there's a question box. Please go ahead. If you have a question throughout the presentation, just put it in the box. Letitia and I will be watching and we'll be bringing those to Kyle and Crystal's notice, and we will get your questions answered. And with that, I'm going to turn it over to Crystal.
Hey, y'all. I am so excited to be here. Thank you, Jean, and thank you, SBDC, for partnering with Victoria Advocate and M. Roberts Digital. I was just sharing right before this that I know in the midst of everything going on with COVID and Texas snowvid, that businesses are hurting now more than ever. And so we want to get you the tools to be able to break through. So if you attended the last training, that was Facebook 101. You learned the difference of a page and a profile and when to use what and how to pay to get seen and some best practices and such, a little secret sauce, what type of posts, things like that. Today, we're taking it up a notch. It's all about Facebook hacks. So if you're ready to get seen on social media and you're just struggling and grasping at straws, maybe you've never even started on the Facebook journey as an entrepreneur. Maybe you're just getting started and just made that Facebook page that I told you all about in the last training, and you're just anxious and excited to get started, but you're overwhelmed. Or maybe you've been posting on social for however long, but you're just ready to take it to the next level, right? You're tired of the results you're getting. You know that social media has spiked over because of COVID, and you want to be able to get in front of the right people, not just any people, but the right people. You're also in the right place. So the way we're going to do this is a three-part. I've got Kyle here. Kyle, say what's up.
Hey, how's it going, y'all? We're so excited to bring this to y'all. I mean, this is the chance. Now is the time for you to get seen on social and showcase your business that you worked so hard for.
Absolutely. And one thing that Cal and I are so passionate about is helping you create relevant, shareable content. Look, the number one question I asked about Facebook, and I had a social media firm for about 7 years before this, they would ask me, what do I need to do to grow my business on Facebook? And the second question is, what do I need to post on social? Right? Should I post my lunch? Those are the top two questions that I would always get. And so that's what these trainings are around, is what do you need to do on Facebook to be able to grow your business? And two, what should you actually be posting? So we talked a lot about the types of posts last time, but today's really going to be understanding how to create content that converts, how to understand your ideal client, not just any client, but the clients you want to attract more of, and what do they actually care about, and how to create content around that. Then we're going to talk about 4 easy ways to be able to get engagement. One thing you're going to hear us say again and again and again and again during this 4-part training is getting comments equals what, Al?
It gets seen.
Yes, getting comments, get seen. That's what you got to do to get seen on social, get comments. So if you know the name of the game is to get comments to get seen, how do you get comments? We've got you covered. And then lastly, it's going to be how to pay to get seen. We talked about 2 standards, and we really reinforced in the first training. One is if you take the time to create the content, you need to take the time to boost it. So again, we spent a lot of time talking about that, and today we're actually going to talk about that as well, and specifics on boosting. But 2, just know that yes, you have to pay to get seen, but you need to be able to create content people actually care about before you pay money behind it. Because look, if you're putting money behind posts that nobody cares about, are you going to get comments and engagement? It's not going to help your business. So that's why we're kicking this off with part 1 on how to actually understand your client. So Kyle, go ahead and kick us off real quick on what does this mean to understand your client?
Absolutely, Crystal. You got to understand your client. What are the questions they're asking? You know, why are they coming back to your store? And this will help you leverage and gain out and get more clients and bring them to your store, get that foot traffic that you're looking for. And so understand those questions they're asking and really rally around that to gain more clients. And what drives their motivation, Crystal?
Well, and this is so good. I want to really jump into the understanding people real quick before we get to the motivation, because the two go hand in hand. But there is a little nuance here. Understanding your client. Think about it like this. There's 2 times somebody's going to ask you the most important questions to them. One is going to be right when you meet them and you're setting that appointment and you say, oh, you know what? I think you might be a good candidate for this. Let's go ahead and set up some time to talk, or let's get a quote, or do you want me to put something together for you, or let's discuss in more detail. And they said, yes, but do you, what's that question? Think about those questions, because we're going to write these down. What's the questions they ask when you're setting the appointment? And then the second thing is right when you say, okay, great, we went through the appointment set, you got them a quote, you talked to it, you said, okay, great, are you ready to go? All I need you to do is sign on this agreement. And they said, before I sign, I really want to know if, What are those questions when you set the appointment and right when they sign? Because that is marketing gold. So again, we're going to bring this home and I'll tell you how to take that and spin it into content that gets engagement. But start planting that seed. And then what drives their motivation? That's going to be specifically like, what are their needs and their values? See, in order to be able to get people to take action, you have to show that you're the guide. You know what they need. You've helped people just like them, and you're the person who's going to make them the hero of their story. What does that mean? How do you do that? Look, you have to say, I know what you're struggling with. I know what you need, and I've helped somebody just like you. So again, that takes us to the buyer persona, but that's when you really understand their motivations. What do they need and what are they struggling with? But how does this buyer persona actually do that?
Yeah, the buyer persona, this is helping you understand that client. Like Chris was saying, in a deeper meaning. Answer those questions that they are thinking in their mind before they sign that dotted line. You know, write those down so you can really understand it fully. And the buyer persona, it'll help every aspect of your company's marketing and sales initiatives. This will help you understand them more fully.
Yeah, absolutely. And look, I want to challenge y'all right now, be specific. Okay, so we're going to get to the buyer persona. I've got it screenshotted. We're going to set a timer. I'm going to take you through it. But in order to get the most out of that time on today's workshop, I want you right now, in this second, I want you to do this. Take your pen, take your paper, and I want you to say, who's that client I want 10 more just like? Who's that one that would send me referrals or make you laugh or make your life easier or need your most profitable service? Who's that client? Who's that client? Write their name down right now. Because again, I'm going to take you through an exercise in this buyer persona where we get specific on how to understand them and what drives their motivation. But Kyle, we're talking a lot about the person and the client, but a big part of understanding your client is also looking at where your client is also considering, right?
Absolutely. That's your competition. And really understand your competition and what is your competition doing and how can you make it better? How can you drive those customers that are going to your competitor's business and bring them to your store? And this is, this is understanding that competitor sense and really just leveraging yourself to be that guide for that person.
And it's so good. Look, as a former college professor, I'm going to say this very clearly. I do not believe in plagiarizing. Okay, folks? I'm telling you to emulate. Yes, you see it's in all caps, right? I mean it. Emulate. That means look at what they're doing and make it better, right? Don't copy, make it better. So again, that's a very important distinction here. So you want to look at your competition. Chances are at the top of your head, you know who it is. But if not, go to Google and put it in your top service and see who pops up on Google Maps. That's who Google's recommending. That's probably your top competitor. So, okay. So now you got your competition. What are you going to do on their Facebook? You want to look at their top and their lowest performing post. This is just a marketing hack, because you can look at them all day long. You could look at their website, and then you could go and join their email list. That's also a very good idea, by the way. If they say get our newsletter, put in your information. You might want to use your personal email, but join your competitor's newsletter. Look at their website. Sure, these are great ideas, but the big hack here is look at their Facebook account and what's their top and the lowest performing post. Which one did they get comments and which ones did they not? Which one did they get the most likes and shares, and which ones did they not get any? And then think about how you can either steer away from the content that's not getting engagement, or do it better if that's possible, or you want to go ahead and look at what they're doing really well and how can you do it better. Now that kind of leads us into a SWOT analysis. Kyle, tell us about what is this SWOT analysis?
Yeah, absolutely. So I want y'all to take the SWOT analysis for a second and just write down one competitor. Write down a competitor that you see that really they drive a lot of traffic into their store. And we're going to come back to this here in a second, but write down that one competitor, and this is going to be the key tool when we go back to it.
Yeah, and like 3 sites, we're going to take you through a SWOT analysis. But again, in order to get the most out of it, you need to have that competitor already written down. So if you need to, go to your phone, go to Google Maps, put in the name of the service, or go to Google rather, and put in the name of your top service and see who pops up, and just pick one competitor for today's purpose. And then lastly, you want to pick a social media role model. Look, I'm a big Tony Robbins fan, and Tony Robbins spends a lot of time saying that you need to find a role model, right? The fastest way to be able to be successful at doing something new is find somebody who's already successful in that field and do it like they did. Now, again, I'm not telling you to plagiarize, I'm telling you to emulate. So find somebody who maybe in your industry or a related industry, and figure out how you can really emulate that. Let me give you an example. So my life before this, again, I shared I had a social media firm for almost 7 years. Who I wanted to be when I grew up, my social media role model was Tony Robbins and Gary Vee. Any Gary Vee fans out there? Shout out to Gary Vee, okay? This man's a little crazy. He yells in the camera. He's a little crass. He cusses too much, but he was real and raw, and you felt connected to him and his content. And so that was who I really wanted to emulate. So again, think of somebody like that. Those were kind of influencers in my field. Tony Robbins, not a social media professional. So again, just look at somebody that maybe you feel connected to on social and think about how you can integrate that into your social. So again, that's understanding your client, because you need to know what are their needs and challenges. What are the questions they're asking? You need to have a cheat sheet that tells you all of those specifics. And that's the buyer persona we're going to walk you through next. And you need to be able to have an idea of your competition. What are they putting out? How can you do it better? And use the SWOT tool to go through that so you can find that social media role model. Hopefully that makes a lot of sense, right? Is this any questions so far? Kyle, do we have anything in the chat we need to answer before we jump in the specifics of the buyer persona?
I don't see anything yet. Feel free to throw a question in the chat box, and we'll definitely get to your question.
Yes, I want this to be interactive. Push us to get the nuggets you need for your business. So, all right, so here we go. For the buyer persona, this is what you want to do. First of all, this is what it looks like. Okay, there's some questions on, what are the goals and the values? You write those down. What are the challenges and the pain points? You'll notice here it says client number one. This is somebody specific. Again, I challenge you to be specific here, because the quickest way to lose your clients, to create content that does not convert, to not understand your client, everything you're not supposed to be doing, the quickest way to do that is to be everything to everyone. And you're saying, well, this client needs this and cares about that, and that client needs this and cares about that. And so maybe this one's interested in value and this one's interested in price, but there's two different conversations. So again, I want you to get clear right now that one client you want 10 more just like, that real client, write them down. That's who you're trying to reach. And we're going to figure out what motivates them and the clear call to action. But Kyle, is this just for social?
This is for everything. And this can really help you understand that client. Like Crystal was saying, be specific about who you're trying to reach and what motivates them. What gets them coming back to your product or service?
So good. And again, this applies to your website. If you're doing an email newsletter, if you're posting on any other channel other than Facebook, if you're creating videos, whatever it is, even billboards, okay, any type of marketing you're putting out should have clear messaging that shows, again, you're the guide who's going to help that client, that you know what they need, you know what they're struggling with, and you've helped people just like them. If you can relay that again and again and again, you're going to win. Regardless of COVID or Snowvid or whatever is going on, you will win. So again, you're going to get this as a resource, as a follow-up from this training. But take the time right now. I'm going to set a timer for 2 minutes, and I want us to go through this process of being able to do this right now. Kyle, do you think they're ready for this?
Oh yeah, they got this. Right, come on, fill this out, because this is what it takes to really be specific and understand your client and what drives their motivation.
Oh man, now Kyle, do you think they took the time to write down that client name?
Yeah, they did. They're gonna fill it out.
Right.
You gotta fill it out. This is it.
He believes in you. Here we go. Here we go. I'm setting the timer. All right, 2 minutes. So Kyle believes in you. I believe in you. You already wrote down that client name. Now I want you to think, what were their goals when they met you? What were the things they said they needed? What were the things that they were looking for? Things you could check the box. Okay. Is this something they wanted, a certain product? Did they want to get something fixed? Did they want to, get something for their family? Did they want to help their family? What were the goals they had when they met you? And then now coming into the values, what are the reasons why those goals were important? What's the internal reflection of that? Were they family oriented? Were they financially conservative? Write that down real quick. You're doing it, right? Just a serious face. Don't make me yell at you. I know you're doing it. All right, pain points. So this is where I want you to be specific. What were the challenges they were trying to overcome? Now, for what it's worth, I find businesses either know goals or challenges. So play devil's advocate on one or the other. So if you know their goals, why didn't they already have that, right? What were the challenges in place that prevented them from reaching their goals? Write those down, right? What were the daily triggers? Was it the fact that they, couldn't afford to provide for their family? Or was it the fact that they had a growing family and there wasn't enough space, or they needed private space? I'm thinking of real estate agents here, or are we looking at being able to, get the word out to more people if it's an event or something like that? Down here for sources of information, I want you to go ahead and capture where they are getting their information. This is going to be important later because you can tag them in a post. You can reshare their articles. You can interview them, become a resource, knowing that your clients are already paying attention to these outlets. And then lastly, this is where I want us to really finish it out in our little 2-minute journey here, is take the time to write down the objection to the sale. So again, right when you push them the paper, say sign here or fill out this link online and this is how you get started, what were the questions they had? What were the concerns they had? Write those down. This may be the most important nugget. You're doing it, right? Come on, we believe in you. And lastly, I want you to capture if they had a decision maker they had to check in with. Do they check in with their husband or their wife? Or are they the marketing person or salesperson and they need to get in front of the owner? Or are you a corporate wellness client who needs to talk to the head of HR, but the head of HR needs to check in with the director, operational VP, or whatever it is? Write that down and their role if they were a decision maker and who they had to check in with. All right, so with that, we're going to move forward. Kyle, do you think they got this? Do we have any questions on it?
No questions as of now. But yeah, they got this.
No, okay, I got one question I get very often here. Are clients who say, but I don't want to choose just this one client, I want this client too. All right, I hear you. I hear you. You can do 2 buyer personas if you want, but really follow that 80-20 rule. What's driving 80% of your business? Make sure your ideal client is in line with that product or service that's driving 80% of your revenue, and do this, and this will drive your business. You're not going to isolate the other 20%. They're still going to come to you. I love my real estate agents. They're the people who say, I get a ton, I don't want any more new home buyers. I want to get people listing their house. Okay, I hear you loud and clear. But if you're telling me what's driving 80% of your business right now is listings, then do this for listings. If you're telling me what drives 80% of your business right now is new buyers, then do this for buyers. But figure out what's driving your business and do it based on that. All right, Kyle, lead us through a SWOT analysis. So they figured out their competitor. They already wrote that down. You did, right? So now they got their competitor. What are they going to do?
Yeah, so with that competitor, we're going to perform a SWOT analysis. Let's talk about strengths, Crystal. So, think about your competitor that you've written down. What are their strengths? What keeps getting those customers going back to their product or service?
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. What are they doing well? What's making them stand apart? Did they find a niche? Are they overcoming obstacles? Are they offering FAQ content? What's their top performing post? Are they making any collaborations with people? What's going well? Are you on their email? Do they have a drip campaign? What are they sending out? Yeah, what's going real well?
So good.
Write it down. You're writing it down. Come on, don't make me use my serious face. Come on, you can do this.
Yes, you got it. This is definitely bringing your business to the top, to the next level that you vision. And so let's move to weakness. And so think about your competitor again, and what's their weakness? There is a weakness in their business. Find that out, write it down, because this can definitely help you turn their weakness into one of your strengths.
Absolutely. Look at their lowest performing posts. You know, again, what are they not getting engagement around? Or even better, are they not doing anything on Facebook? That would be a tremendous weakness. Or are they not getting any likes on Facebook? That's a tremendous weakness. Or did you sign up on their website for a newsletter and not get anything? Okay, there's no automation follow-up. Or did you request a quote and not get a call back within, you know, the first day or two? Those are huge weaknesses that are areas of opportunity where you can shine. Go through their prospecting process. You know what I'm talking about. Go out there and just pretend like you're a client. There's nothing wrong with that. You're just, you know, playing the field and seeing what's going on, and use that information to see if there's any holes in their process. But specifically, look at their social media and what are they not doing right.
That's so good. You're writing this down, right? Let's move to opportunity, because this is important, and this is, you know, goes hand in hand with the weakness, because once you find those weaknesses, those give you the opportunity to really strive forward and leverage your business for success.
Yes, sir. Absolutely. Go line by line through each weakness and say, how could I do this? How could I make myself and my company look better based on each weakness, line by line? What could you do better? And lastly, let's do some threats.
So threats, this is definitely something, you know, you're going to have to compete against, and you're a competitor and you are battling it out. Who's the best at this? But, you know, understanding that a client, going back to that buyer persona, and really understanding what motivates them, and just strengthen your strengths. I know, right?
Yeah.
Strengthen your strengths. Right, Crystal? Yes, we're going to leverage them and make them better so you can come on top of competition.
Absolutely. And just being aware of it is 3/4 of it. You know, you're going to figure out what you can do better, but you got to know what you're up against too, so you can create content around that. So I hope y'all are doing this. I hope you're not watching us like television. This is supposed to be a workshop. Please take action. We're going to move forward now because we're going into step 2 on how to get engagement. But hopefully by now you understand how you can really understand your client, not only what they need and what they want, but who else they're considering, and how to be able to stand out from the pack and get above your competition. So let's go ahead and talk about how to get engagement. We've been saying again and again, what gets comments gets seen. What gets comments gets seen. What gets comments gets seen. If you get nothing else from these trainings, you're going to know what gets comments gets seen. Look, I'm yelling at you because it's important. It's my serious face. So Kyle, please take them through what exactly they can do to get comments so they can get seen. No, hold on, wait. We're going to check on something first. I want to make sure before you do what Kyle's going to tell you, you actually thought about what it is your client cares about and you put some money behind it. All right. So with that being said, what do they need to do?
Yes, Crystal, we cannot stress this enough. Comments. And it's just simple as putting it in the top of your post and just asking a question. Say comment below. Give people and have that catchy call to action. Sometimes being just simple as comments below will make people react and comment. They'll actually comment, and they may even tag a friend, which is even better. And so, you know, using the emojis or puppies, like we talked about earlier, using a pet in your post, this will definitely create that catchy call to action. And this will help you initiate that conversation and keep in that post and make it a top performing one for you.
Oh, this is so good. I can't emphasize enough, y'all. Again, we've given you 2 standards, you know, and a rule to live by. Again, standard 1. I'm gonna say it again because repetition is key to success, and hopefully you're understanding me. 1, if you take the time to write it, take the time to boost it. Is that clear? Any questions? Make sure you get that, and that is 3/4 of this. 2, if you are going to text your ideal client that piece of content, would it be spam? Or would it be a resource? That's the textable standard. And 3, you ask yourself, what can I do to get comments on this post? Do you want to use fun emojis or sprinkle in, you know, some human thoughts and emotions and personalities? And the last training, I gave some examples of Rihanna versus Kim Kardashian. Okay, bear with me, but it's real. One got 3,000 likes and the other got like 97,000 likes. And that's because the 97 likes was authentic. It sounded like Rihanna herself wrote that and was just being real and raw. How can you be real and raw and sound like a human on Facebook and not a corporate bot, right? So that means use emojis, show animals, start the conversation, tag people in the post. Look, I call this working the comments, but what that means is you actually go down into the comments after you post it and tag people who would benefit from that post. Now, I want to be clear here. All right, real clear. I'm not talking about National Friends Day where you get tagged with like 5,000 other people in a post that they want you to add this to your profile. Is that not spam? Okay, that is terrible. All right, that's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about post it out, just like we talked about, but in the comments afterwards, tag people who you've had conversations with about this, or other businesses who would reach similar audience who also care about that topic, or tag people that you think would benefit from this. Again, if you text them about this post, would it be spam or would it not? If it would be helpful, tag them in the comments. Now, a little pro tip here, businesses can tag businesses. Profiles can tag profiles. So if you're a business, you can only tag other businesses unless they like the post, and sometimes you can tag them. But if you are a individual business owner or a marketer, you can use your personal profile to possibly tag somebody. So just keep that in mind. But make sure you're getting engagement. Drive the comments, drive the conversation, ask questions, use really great photos of animals. Look, you laughed when I said animals, did you not? Okay, Kyle's like, use puppies, and you're like, puppies. But I'm telling you, as a person who's worked in print and digital, ads that have animals in them get engagement, okay? So make sure if you have a dog, a horse, a goat, a chicken, a rooster, I don't know, a little mouse, you got a snake, I don't know, get them in the photo or the image or the video, you will see your results go through the roof. Don't believe me? Try it and find out. I'm sure you'll be blown away. So that's how you get engagement, okay? Again, the key here is you have to boost to be able to get seen, right? You have to pay to get seen. That's what today's all about. So we're gonna jump into that. And you know, again, repetition key to success. If you take the time to write it, take the time to boost it. If you text it to a client, would it be spam or would it be valuable? And how can I get more comments on this post? Those are the 3 questions that you have to run through in your head when you're creating content. Hopefully that's really helping you get this marketing hack. So Kyle, let's walk them through real quick before we talk about boosting. This was a slide from the last workshop, but how do stories factored in versus updates?
Yeah, so definitely the main differences here is the updates, within your post and within your feed are paid. So this is where you boost it. Like we said, if you take the time to write it, take the time to put money behind it. And so then the stories are unpaid. So these are just quick little updates. You'll see them at the top on your mobile device, on Facebook, the top of the feed. They're real catchy. And so when you have something super catchy to catch someone who's just scrolling through, that's when you catch them. And so these are unpaid. This is the last unpaid frontier on Facebook.
So good. Look, I know I'm the size of a thumbnail here, but if you can just see in this little screen, when you first log in on Facebook, these are the stories. So if you're posting free stories, you're going to start getting seen by people when they first log in. This is what Facebook is pushing. Again, you log in, the first thing they show you is stories because they care about stories. Look, so, and it's unpaid. So we're talking about paid efforts, which is when you actually go to, again, if you're go to your page. So I'm clicking on the 3 dots in the lower left. We talked about this at the last training. And then click on pages. When you go into pages and click on your page, you can hit publish or create a post. Once you do that, now you need to boost it to get seen. Again, I know that is very quick and I'm very small, but we did that on the last training. So now when you create a post, you need to be able to boost it. So let's walk through this together. How does somebody actually boost something?
Yeah, absolutely. So whenever you find the post on your page that you posted, you want to select the boost button. And so it's going to ask you, well, what audience do you want to boost it to? And Crystal, this is when we talk about warming up the post. And so we want to boost it to, the people who like your page. But also there's options of your followers, the custom audience, or even a saved audience.
Yeah, let's really hone in on this because this is key here. Okay, we're going to be talking about how to warm up the post. You may just go like, "What is he talking about?" By the end of today, you're going to understand it. This is the best practice. So write down, warm up your post in big caps. If you're taking notes, and I hope you are, write down, warm up your post. This is what you'll understand. It's very, very key. So notice that when you boost your post, like he said, you have three options: people who like your page, aka your followers; a custom audience, aka an email list you upload. We're going to show you how to do that. And then three is going to be a saved audience. And the saved audience are people you target through demographics, such as I want all the people who make, this much money and live in this neighborhood, whatever it is, or interested in this thing. So those are your three options when you boost a post. But what you're going to learn is that the people who like your page or your custom audience, the emails you upload, those are the people who already know, like, and trust you. Those are the people who are most likely to engage with your content. So again, I know we're kind of about over halfway done with this training, but this is the nugget. If you're already posting on social and you're ready to level up your game, listen up. This is your nugget. So again, if you're just getting started, this can also be your nugget. We've already given you a lot, but again, if you're leveling up your game, listen to how to warm up your post. So again, the people who know, like, and trust you are either people who like your page or your custom audience. So you want to warm up the post to that. We're going to teach you how to do that. Then once it's like people like and comment and celebrate it, then you send it to a quote cold audience, a saved audience that you want to get new customers. We're going to say this 3 different ways before we get off this training. That's just the first time you're introduced to this concept, but that is the name of the game. So like Kyle's saying, find the post on your page, select boost, or if you've already boosted it and you're warmed it up, you hit boost again. It's a blue button, folks. And then select your audience, select your boost amount, and then decide how long you want that boost to go, how many days. So just a little pro tip here, you cannot boost a post again until the first boost expires. So you have to wait for it to expire and then you can reboost. And again, for warming up the post, that is essential. You'll understand by the end of today what exactly we're talking about. But that is the process, all right? So again, with that, I want you to just be able to see, I know I am the size of a thumbnail, so bear with me here. But when you go to your page and you scroll down, as wants you to create an event and everything else, it says boost again. See that little blue button? It opens up a window, and that's right here where you decide, do you want to go after the people to choose through targeting? That would be a cold audience. Do you want to select people who like your page, people who know, like, and trust you, or people who like their page and their friends? Or create new, which is going to be the custom audience. So again, we're going to teach you that. Then you choose your amount, how many days, and that has your payment option, and hit boost now. So it's very, very simple once you get comfortable with it, but I want you to be able to try it out. So let's talk about boosting audience. Again, we just emphasize this, but kind of walk us through this, knowing that people who like your page is the cheapest way to promote, right? But walk us through these 3 options one more time, so we can really emphasize how to warm up your post.
Absolutely. So warming up that post, we definitely want to boost it to the audience who already like your page, who are already following you, because these are the people who like and trust you and know you. And so this is definitely the first thing to boost to. That audience is the people you want to. And this is, best practice is a 5-day boost. And so we definitely want to leverage that post.
Absolutely. So, and some people are going to start with the people who like their page. And again, one boost expires and then you boost it again. That boost expires, you boost it again. So somebody's going to start with the people who like their page and put, I'm not talking about a lot of money here, put $1 for 1 day. That's the minimum. Or put $3 for 1 day, whatever that is. But put a couple of bucks, boost it to the people who like your page. Then boost it again to the people who are in your custom audience from that email list. And maybe that one, you're going to put another $5 behind it for 3 days, or, $1 a day for 5 days, whatever that is. And then now at this point, you should have a lot of likes and comments and shares on that post. and then you send it to your cold saved audience. Why am I calling this a cold audience, Kyle?
These are the people who definitely don't know your brand yet, but guess what, Crystal? They see that post and you've got already 100 plus likes, you've already got 25 plus comments, 35 shares. And they're like, wow, maybe I should engage and understand what this brand and what they're offering and why these people are loving it.
This is so good. You said it so clearly. Look, if you're out there, think about it like, okay, folks, this is about as clear as we can get it, okay? Think about it from your perspective. When you're cruising the highway of social and you're in the feed and you're scrolling and you're scrolling and you're scrolling, maybe you see a post that catches your eye and you laugh, or it says like if you whatever, and you say, oh, that is me, and then you go to like it, but you realize in that moment you would be the first person who liked that post. Are you going to like it? No. I almost guarantee you would scroll right past it. You don't know that brand, you don't know that person, nobody's liked it, you're going past it. And what happens is businesses right now are boosting to a cold saved audience right away. They're not boosting the people who like their page. They're not doing a custom audience. They're only going after, people in this neighborhood who make this much money. And what I'm telling you is, folks, you're missing the boat. You got to warm up the post and then come back and go after a cold audience. And I have business owners tell me, but Crystal, I don't want to get out in front of the people who know, like, and trust me. I want to go after new people. And I'm telling you, the way you go after new people is by creating social proof, AKA likes, comments, and shares on your post. By creating social proof on your post, by getting people to engage with that post and then showing it to a new audience. Right? It's completely different. Essentially, it's digital word of mouth. So you're creating digital word of mouth by boosting your post to at least one or the other, people who like your page or a custom audience, or go for both, whatever, but then send it to a cold audience. Stop boosting directly to a cold saved audience and expecting it to go viral. You need to warm up your post first. Kyle, I feel like we need to give it a moment of silence for that.
That was so good. That was gold.
It was like, I hope y'all got it. Do we have questions? Do we have any questions?
No questions or comments.
All right, crystal clear here, reporting to duty. All right, so let's give them some boosting best practices. We've mentioned some of this in passing, but really help us drill down on this again.
So, guys, Facebook requires a minimum of $1 a day to boost a post. That's cheap. Like we said, if you took the time to put this nice post together, we want you to put money behind it. But we recommend a $3 a day for a 5-day boost, a total of $15. And so, this is super important, and this is going to help you get in front of those people.
Absolutely, and think about it. If you, let's say we're, like Kyle said, $3 a day for 5 days, $15, okay? So that's not a lot of money, but let's say you're like, okay, $15, I post at least twice a week. That's $30, that's $120 a month. Okay, if you're telling me you don't have $120 a month for Facebook boosting, then stop using Facebook and expecting to get leads. Invest that, whatever marketing money you have, in another lead generation source. So just know, again, Facebook is not free. The days of just having followers and then having those followers see your post because they followed your page are long gone. That is so 2001. Okay, what we're talking about now is, again, 1% of the people who like your page will see your post if you don't boost it. We talked a lot about that in the last training. So now you need to boost it. And we're saying $3 a day for 5 days. And again, maybe that first $3 for 1 day is the people who like your page. And then $3 for the second day is going to be to a custom audience. And then $3 for the last 3 days, $9 to that new cold audience. That would be an example of how you can break up a $15 boost. Now, you may be sitting there thinking, that's a lot of manual time. Like, you're telling me I can't schedule a boost, which you can, and I have to wait for one boost to expire and then boost it again. I don't know if I have that kind of time. Again, I'm going to tell you then Facebook is not the right platform for you. It's not a schedule it and forget it type of platform. Yes, you can schedule posts in Facebook all day long, but you can't schedule a boost. right? And if you do one boost and you just do it to, your custom audience, you're not going to reach new clients, which is a saved audience. Or if you just go after the saved audience, you don't have the social proof, then you're not going to get the results you're looking for. So I'm telling you that if you're telling me Facebook is important to you, because again, it's up through the roof because of COVID. If you know your ideal clients are spending time on social, which they are, and that social, Facebook in particular, is the biggest platform in social media, which it is, then you need to take the time to boost it and manage that boost process and warm up your post. So hopefully that makes sense, y'all. I want to be able to tell you also, boost your posts again. Look, what is old is new again. So look at, an old post. Let's say you don't have anything new this week to post out. Go through your old posts and what was your top performing post last month or last week that's still relevant. Put another $5 or $15 behind it and then pin that to the top of your page. You do the 3 dots in the upper right hand corner when you see the post in your feed, and it'll say pin this to the top of the page. And then that shows as your most recent post. So that's one tip. What's the best time to post, Kyle?
So what we found is Thursdays at 11 a.m. And so having that 5-day boost, this will go through the weekend. And so this will really engage with those people who look at social. But for some reason, 11 a.m. has just been the best time to post, and people are really searching for content on Facebook at that time.
Yeah, a lot of people are hurting and laid off right now. So I don't know, if I was laid off, maybe I would sleep until 11. I don't know, I'm an early bird. But a lot of people who are laid off, that's kind of when they get on social. But also, interesting fact here, the longer you're at work, the more you're on Facebook. So right before you go to lunch is when people start cruising and killing an hour. I can honestly say I've never used Facebook at work, but I know it's a thing. Previous to COVID, it used to be 11 and 4. So right before you went to work and right before you went to lunch and right before you went home, was a spike in social. But with COVID, now it has leveled out. So Thursday at 11 is when you're most likely to get a thumbs up or a like. So if you can only post once a week, Thursdays at 11 and 11 a.m. throughout the weeks are going to be the best time to post. We'll talk more about this in the next training. I'm actually going to give you some specifics on all the platforms with COVID specific data on when is the best time to post. But what's the last tip for them?
Yes, that's so good. And definitely having that 5-day boost is just going to really gain exposure for your post and get those people to engage. And like I said, comment below.
Absolutely. And I just want to give you an example here. Obviously, as we shared earlier, we work with M. Roberts Digital, which is the sister company of the Victoria Advocate, the local newspaper here in Victoria, of course. And so we actually have something called a sponsored Facebook post. And so for about $100, you can post onto the Victoria Advocate's Facebook page. Well, we post it on your behalf, and we say something in third-party validation about your business and tag it to your page, and you share it through, and we put $15 behind it, right, for 5 days. Okay, do you see where I'm going with this? We also try to schedule it Thursday at 11 because we get a spike in likes, but it also runs through the weekend, which is when Facebook is at its highest and peak usage rate. So if you do a 5-day boost Thursday at 11, then you get it Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday. So your post will run from Thursday to Tuesday. And again, $15 is what we're doing as a newspaper to help you get in front of our 56,000 followers. So if that's something you're interested, let us know. But then again, I just want to emphasize that that is a best practice that we're following with the people we have the largest Facebook following in all of the crossroads here. And that's the process that we use to get you in front of it. So again, we're kind of giving you some best tips and tricks here because I want you to be successful. So hopefully that's making a lot of sense. Those are going to be your best practices. So let's go through the custom audience. I knew we're going to be running short on time. So you're going to get the slide deck and it is linked to the video. So you can watch the exact steps. But Kyle, talk to us a little bit, remind us again, what is a custom audience and how would somebody set this up?
Yeah, absolutely. So we talked about the audiences. One was people who already follow your page. And then we talked about the custom audience, and this goes into demographics or your ideal client would be.
For the saved client, for the saved audience.
For the saved audience. And then the third is the cold audience. and this is for the ones you want to go after.
Yeah, so just to clarify here, I think you said it backwards. So again, the people who like your page are your followers. The saved cold audience is going to be the demographics based on what location and demographics and income level, things like that. And then the custom audience is going to be the emails that you can upload of your exact clients. Go for it.
Yeah, so absolutely. So we're going to go into the open the ads manager on your Facebook. And so when you reach that, you're going to go to the audience section, and it's going to ask you which audience do you want to boost to. But yet you're going to move to click and create an audience, and then move to custom audience and website traffic or whatever which you want to go to.
Yeah, exactly. And so you're going to see in this next post, excuse me, in this next post here, you're going to see exactly about Facebook ads. So I want to jump to this. I'm not going to leave that alone, but I want you to understand this. The first step for a custom audience is to go to your Facebook ads manager, just like Kyle said. Now, your Facebook ads manager is the first thing you have to set up. When you go to boost your post, that's where you put in your payment information. That's where you can set up custom audience. That's part of what I call Facebook University. Okay, so boosting your post is kind of K through 12. It is an important part. You've heard me say it time and time again today. But Facebook University, Facebook Ads Manager, I made up the term Facebook University, just to be clear. That's not what they call it. Facebook Ads Manager is Facebook University. So then in order to do that, you need to set up your ads manager to do it. So you just Google how to set up your Facebook Ads Manager, step 1, okay? Then once you set that up, then you do exactly what he said. You go to assets and then how to create an audience. And then you say, I want to do it from an exact lead list, and then click browse. You have a CSV lead list of just emails, you upload it to that. So let me give you an example here. For your custom audience, you can actually go to LinkedIn and export your exact contacts. Did you know that? If you have some followers on LinkedIn, you can export their contacts, and that will include their email. That email you can then upload to Facebook, and you can boost your post to your LinkedIn followers. You also can do the same thing for your Facebook ads, or excuse me, for your Gmail account or an Outlook account. You can export, I believe even for Yahoo, you can export your contacts, people you've exchanged emails with, and then you can take those emails and upload it to Facebook. Now, I want to be really clear here that not every email is going to upload to Facebook, okay? It has to be the email that they set up their Facebook account with. Now, let me be clear. My married name is Crystal Lindsay. My maiden name is different. My original email I set up my Facebook account with was miss.crystal.maidenname@gmail. That is a very different email than I use now, because that's not the name I go by. So that's just an example that if you pulled my LinkedIn contact, it would not match up. But there is going to be about a 50% match rate for your LinkedIn contacts and your email contacts. And those are the people you can target right on Facebook. I've heard people say, but I don't want people to know I'm targeting them on Facebook. Look, they're not going to know you're targeting them on Facebook. All they know is they log in the app and they see your content. They're not going to know you exported their email and boosted that post to them. So again, I want to be really, really clear on that. We're going to send you the video. You can go through the exact process on how to upload your email list to Facebook and target those exact people on Facebook. But that is a key step for warming up your post. So we spent a little bit of time talking about Facebook ads. I know we're wrapping this up here quickly, but Kyle, talk to us, why are Facebook ads, which are set up in Facebook Ads Manager, which I call Facebook University, why are Facebook ads a lead generator?
So this is definitely a lead generation in a way to have that catchy call to action. You know, have those people who are scrolling through their feed stop for a second and look at your Facebook ad. And so this is an example here of how your primary text is something that's going to be on top of the photo or video, and this is really going to have a catchy difference.
Absolutely. And exactly what Kyle's saying, these actually work. Now, Facebook has rolled back some of their targeting capabilities because apparently Mark Zuckerberg does not like talking to Congress, bless his heart. So you can't get as nuanced as you once were able to, but you can still run some very effective ads at a very cost-effective rate on Facebook and get results. And it looks a lot like a Facebook post here. This would be coming in your news feed, but you take the time to set up your primary text, you set up the link where you want it to go to, you set up a headline, a little description, a call to action button, you know, here's your different options for your call to action. So you set this all up behind the scenes in Facebook Ads Manager. Again, I can't emphasize enough, boosted posts, K through 12, that is very important. You have to go through K through 12 before you get to the university, remember that? So you can, K through 12, very important, but very different. Boosted post is K through 12. Facebook Ads is Facebook University. That's when you graduate from high school and you go to Facebook University. So make sure you do your boosted posts first, but then be excited because Facebook Ads allow you to get the results you're looking for. It is a lead generator. Now, there is something called a lead ad form. Kyle, do you want to kick us off on that one?
Yeah, I wanted to go back real quick, Crystal, and let you know on the Facebook ad, you can put your website there or your landing page, because that's so important. An easy click to get that person onto your site is very important.
Really good, really good. And just so you know, a lead ad form is going to be when somebody clicks on this, instead of going to that landing page, it has a form right in Facebook that then captures your information. Some of it even autofills based on their profile. If their profile already has their email and their full name, they can fill out some of that for you. So it makes it really easy. It also lowers the friction, because while it is really nice to have your landing page or website here, I think y'all have experienced this where you click on something and you didn't realize it was going to take you outside of Facebook, and all of a sudden it says thinking and it's taking you to a new browser and it doesn't load right away. That's called friction, and that friction makes people abandon it all day long. But if you use a lead ad form in Facebook, you can actually capture their content without them leaving Facebook. And it's also good if you don't have a website or you don't have a landing page for a specific offer on your website, a one page dedicated to it, you can create that in Facebook. So there are some really interesting ways to target as well. Walk us through some of these. I'll go ahead and scroll through here, Carl, as we're wrapping up, but give them a little 1-2 on what they can target in Facebook.
For sure. So this is definitely the interest, and you know, the entertainment, hobbies, outdoor sports, any sort of interest. And then we move to the demographics. This is the people who, you know, you want to get your post in front of. And so really understanding that. I
think a lot of people don't know you can do job title. So that is key if you're looking to get in front of a decision maker. Financial status, educational status, relationship status. You know, a lot of real estate agents know that house purchases happen when people first get married or get a divorce, for that matter. And parental status, say they need a bigger house when they just had a kid, right? So keep that in mind. What about behaviors?
Yeah, so absolutely. You got device user, the brand and the amount, anniversary, multicultural affinity, politics, and so even travel. And so, you know, you can be somewhat specific on how to get your post in front of these people.
Absolutely, absolutely. And some of these are related to your saved audience. So when we talk about the cold audience, the saved audience, you can target some of these behaviors and interests in a saved audience after you warm up a post, remember. But what we're saying now is once you're getting used to the boosted post, you can then layer on Facebook ads to capture lead and contact information that you would then use for sales. Hopefully that's making sense in how it all works together in that ecosystem of Facebook. But either way, whether it's boosted posts or Facebook ads, you have to pay to get seen. So hopefully today you have gotten a couple of things. I know we're about to wrap up here, but one, you've learned how to understand your client, right? We've talked about how to create content around the topics they care about using a buyer persona, how to look at the competitors and be able to emulate them and make it better. Two, we were able to spend a lot of time talking about how to get engagement, how to get comments to get seen, because getting comments equals getting seen. And three, we said if you took the time to write it, take the time to boost it. And the fourth little bonus tip is once you're comfortable boosting, start running some Facebook ads to generate real leads. So hopefully that helps you make sense with some marketing hacks and you got something out of that. As you know, Kyle and I are super passionate about businesses and people, especially right now. People are hurting because of COVID. And so we have actually launched a $500 digital ads giveaway to help you get noticed. Who would be a good candidate for this, Kyle?
Yes, this is anybody who definitely wants to even get started in digital ads, or I've already been doing digital ads. This is the chance to win $500 towards that.
And for y'all who are thinking this is just too good, too good to be true. No, we really are giving you $500 in ads. You get our business consulting, graphic design, animated ads, analytics and reporting. So if you're an entrepreneur, if you're a real estate agent, if you're a marketer, if you're an owner operated or solopreneur, it doesn't matter. What you need to do is go to victoriaadvocate.com and then click on entertainment and then contest, and you'll see it right there. We'll also send you the link on how to be able to enter this to win. But we are really giving this away. So please, I hope you can win. Get your $500 in ads and mark your calendar because we're just getting started. Look, again, we want, Kyle and I specifically have partnered together to create content on the second and fourth Thursday of the month. And so this is part 2 of a 4-part series on Facebook, but stay connected because we're going to be coming with content all year long, and we hope to be partnering with the SBDC for all of it. So if you're in the right place to be able to grow your business, but again, if you want to learn Facebook marketing hacks to take it to the next level, make sure you join us on March 11th because we're going to be talking about the frequency of boosting, how to boost the same day or different days, how deeper dive on how to pay to get seen. We're going to talk about all channels and best time to post and really emphasizing when to share that content. So make sure you RSVP today and stay connected. So again, I'm Crystal Lindsay. Go ahead, Kyle.
Thank y'all so much. I'm Kyle Motal. Start posting and start boosting. You got it.
Yes, absolutely. And if you want to be able to get together for a consultation, Kyle and I can sit down with you and do an online review. Since we partnered with the SBDC, that would be at no cost to you. This will be something where we take at least an hour of research getting ready. We put together a whole bunch of screenshots and show you what your customers are seeing online and really show you any blind spots or areas of opportunity for you. Clearly, we'd love to partner with you if you'd like to work with us to help solve those problems, but truly, it is not a sales pitch. It is an opportunity where we pour into you and lead with value, just as we did in this workshop. But we help you see what your customers see. So again, I'm Crystal Lindsay. This is Kyle Motal, and we are M. Roberts Digital at the Victoria Advocate, and so proud to partner with the SBDC to bring you this workshop. Now, do we have any questions or comments, Letitia or Jean?
We do have a few, and someone has asked, and I tell you, I struggle with this when I post content all the time. Is it okay to like what you've posted?
Oh, yeah. Look, you know what? I say all day long. I used to struggle with that as well. So it's a real valid question. Let me just say that. But let me tell you, I do it all the time. You can absolutely, especially if you're an individual business or you're individual owner, operator, or marketer, you have a personal profile, and then you post it on a business page, you can absolutely, as an individual, go like the business page and share it to your profile even. That's what we're going to talk about in the next training. But even if you post it and you share it on your own profile, let's say you didn't put it on a page, just on your profile, you can absolutely still like it. Or if you put it on your business page as a business owner on that page, you can like it as well. I don't see any problem with that.
Okay, and then I have a question about, you had talked about using email lists to find people on Facebook. Our person wants to know if they sign up in Facebook, does it put their information onto your main email list?
If I sign up on Facebook, does it put their information on your main email list? Let me answer what I think you're asking, and please clarify if you want me to clarify further. So what I think you're saying is when we're talking about the Facebook lead ad form where people put in their contact information, would that then go to, let's say, your CRM or your customer relationship manager, or an email list or something? And the short answer is you would have to connect that, right? So there is a way to connect your Facebook lead ad so that as soon as you get that email, it goes into a CRM or constant contact, MailChimp, something like that, and can send out automated messages. But it does take some manual work to be able to get that to happen. I know one web hook that I use is called Zapier, ZAPIER. And that is something that you can use to connect like constant contact to another software or something, so that when you get an email or a lead, it goes right in and then can send them an email right away. I think that's what you're asking.
Okay, and then this is a great marketing.
Yeah.
Yeah, I have one more. It's a great marketing hack. And they're looking to see if you all have any experience in using this. It's a resource called Yay Text, and I hope I've gotten that wording right. They utilize it to make the format text in their Facebook posts and ads more eye-catching, like bolding or italic text. Do you have any experience with using such a text formatting, and anything you'd like to share about using it?
Yeah, absolutely. I love Yay Text. So being able to bold something, underline it, shadow text it, whatever it is a really great way of being able to stand out. Thank you for bringing that up. That is absolutely a best practice and a marketing hack for Facebook specifically. So yes, I highly recommend it. And it just for y'all who haven't used it, you just open it's like a web browser. You put your text in that you want it to say, and then you select the effect you want. And then you literally copy it and put it into Facebook. It's very simple. So absolutely, that would be a great way to make your post stand out in that social media highway.
Okay, and then is there a way to see a demographic audience for your particular area? Say, I'm sure we have one for Victoria, but maybe a demographic audience. What does it look like in Corpus or in San Antonio?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, absolutely. Especially if you run Facebook ads. I know they're a lot better about showing you your estimated results. So if you set up a projected ad in Facebook and say you want to run, possibly to Corpus, the people who, are at this job title and live in this area and make this much money, then it'll show you your estimated reach will be this many thousands of people, and your estimated clicks would be this many per day. So it does give you a per day click estimate for Facebook ads. For boosting, you can absolutely select a new cold audience and boost it to that right through that little browser when you hit the blue button, boost again. But it's just going to tell you estimated reach. It's not going to tell you number of clicks and all of that.
Okay. Let me just check here. I don't think I'm seeing any more questions. So with that, I know we have hit that magic hour of noon and lunchtime. I want to thank everybody for taking time out of their days today to be here for our Facebook Marketing Hacks webinar. Most people are still in recovery from last week's weather, so it means a lot to us that you could be here today. As you leave the webinar today, a pop-up window will appear with a link to the survey. Please take that survey. It really guides what our training program looks like. We pay attention to every one of your comments. But again, we want to thank you for joining our webinar. I want to thank Crystal and Kyle for taking time to be here and present all the great information. As always, stay safe, have a great day, and this will conclude our webinar. Bye, everyone.
Bye.